Hello, and welcome to another update video here on my channel for the Nasdaq 100 today. And I'm on the 4-hour chart, and my last video was only on the daily chart. And I thought, hey, maybe we can go a little bit into the internal count here, what's going on here, and what I expect are the possibilities or the alternate scenarios against my primary scenario, which is still that we are topping here in a B wave and we have more downside to do. Okay, and that is still my primary scenario, but I thought, okay, let's go maybe through the alternate scenarios that can happen here, that can show you on a little bit of a lower picture what could develop here in the near future. And at the moment, what I firstly want to talk about is right now that in my view, this cannot be counted as a nice impulse here. So it could not be counted as a wave 1, 2, 3, possibly a 4 and a 5, because in the wave 3, you want the highest amount of volume, and the volume is decreasing from our top here. So at the moment, that is why I go possibly that this is a diagonal forming, okay? That we're going to form kind of a diagonal in an ABC, where we have our wave 1 possibly finished. And let me just remove that. So I just want to show you, and that's very, very important again, we have decreasing volume in this move, okay? And that's not typical for wave 3, because someone asked me, could this be a 1, 2 and a 3 setup here? This is my only actual very important topic here, that we have decreasing volume in a wave 3, and that is not, in my view, not possible. In wave 3, you want to have the highest amount of volume. Okay, so the volume has to be increased in this move, and it's not happening. So that's why at the moment I do assume that either we have our B wave top finished here and we're looking for more downside, but as I said, we want to talk about the alternative possibilities right now. And that's at the moment that we are possibly forming an ABC structure in the wave 1 here in green. Okay, that could happen. That could be possible, that we have finished our wave 1 here, even though I don't know if it's finished, but I'm going to talk about that in a second. And we could be now working on a wave 2 pullback here. That also needs to be a 3-wave move. Could be a simple zigzag structure, and then we have to zoom in a second here. Could be a WXY structure, so a double zigzag pattern to the downside in a wave 2. But it could not form any kind of sideways triangle forming. It's not possible in a wave 2, even though in a diagonal it's not possible. So we have to have either a simple zigzag to the downside, and I also would not consider a flat structure. It needs to be either a zigzag or a WXY structure to the downside in a wave 2 here in green. So that is the possibility that the market can choose. And now I'm coming to this point where I possibly say that this move to the upside is not finished here. It could be that we're holding right now the 50% or the 61.8 at 20,707 down to 20,462, and then get one more high, because for those who watch my videos, I was talking about the 1.382 fib extension level, which is still not touched. We missed it by a few points, but typically, either in a C wave or whatever is going on in this move, we need to touch it 1.382. So that's why I bring up this yellow support area here. And the market could do one more high, okay? I don't know how we open, if we're going to crash, or not crash, but if we're going to break these levels directly on the opening, if we possibly gap lower. I cannot tell you this, but it's just a possibility here to watch possibly. So watch the 0.5 to the 61.8, measured from here to here. So that would be one more high, and then we get our correction. And then our target to the downside in the yellow and the green 2, which is between the 38.2 and the 61.8, has to be adjusted. So I now put it on the top here, but if we move and come back up to the 1.382, the target has to be slightly adjusted, okay? Good, so that's the scenario. I was also tracking, and I said, hey, maybe it's important, or maybe it's interesting to watch if we have a diagonal building to the upside, because we don't have to forget, and I'm going on the daily chart right now again, in my count, from our wave 4 low here, it's a intermediate degree. On the, let me see, here on the 18th of October 22, I also consider this being a diagonal, okay? And it's a question right now. And that's why I also have the wave 2 or B here, if this whole move is just a wave 1. Okay, it's getting complicated. I don't want to get into this right now. I think we have to just focus on the lower time frame, and that's why I'm on the 4-hour chart here. And I think that's at the moment the most important topic here to watch. Either we can hold this, get one more high, then we possibly have either our B wave here completed or our wave 1 completed in green. And that's the scenario right now we have to watch. If we can hold in this area here after our zigzag or double zigzag in the WXY correction between 19,612 and 18,390, possibly we can start the 3 to the upside, okay? But due to being that move only can be counted as a diagonal pattern, so in wave 1 possibly, we normally should continue in the 3-wave move. So the wave 3 should also be a 3-wave move, and so on, okay? We really have to see how this is developing, but this target area to the downside in the green wave 2 could be still on the line here, so it could still happen, okay? But I'm gonna talk about that again. If we break the 61.8 extension retracement here, measured from our low to the high, in my view, the probabilities increase that we're going to see more downside, and then we have to still consider that this is a primary B wave, a primary wave 4 to the downside here in yellow. And I was talking the last time about it. I have to correct myself. I said this is the intermediate degree, but for now, in my view, it's the primary degree. So the yellow color here is the primary degree. So let's see. We have now the possibility, as I said, we get one more high, touch the 1382, possibly break to the 88.2. That would give us a little bit more confirmation that we're going to get a retracement then come up. That's also what I said in my last video, because for now, we don't touch the 1.382 compared to wave A and not the 88.2 fib retracement. At the moment, the downside pressure is high, honestly, okay, I have to say that. But if we get one more high, possibly touch the 1382 or the 88.2 retracement, the probabilities dramatically increase that we're going to get a retracement. And that could fit to the green scenario here in the alternate wave 2 pullback, and then move to the upside, make new all-time highs, okay? So that we have to really observe, and it's getting very interesting, I have to tell you. It's getting very, very interesting. I can only put up at the moment these Fibonacci retracement levels. We have to watch, and then the market has to tell us, can we hold this area and move higher? If not, the probabilities, as I said before, are still high that we are in the C wave down. So that would be A wave, the B wave, and the C wave in orange of primary wave 4 in yellow, okay? So that's the scenario I just want to bring you on the chart, because if the bulls can protect this low here at 16,435, it could still be a corrective retracement here, and then we move higher to the upside. And that would be then bring the probabilities higher that this is the green count which is playing out. So we have our wave 1 build, then wave 2 pullback, and then up to higher prices. Okay? Good, guys. I think that was just the topic I want to talk about. And if you're interested in any kind of coaching I offer, don't hesitate to look on my homepage. It's www.landscoaching.de. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions, or leave a comment. And if you really liked the video, leave a thumb up, and I wish you all the best. Have a good day. Bye-bye. Ciao.